Evil Leafy. Evil Leafy is a very interesting character in BFDI, being one of, if not the only true antagonist of the series. She brought in so much mystery with her. What does she want? What does she do with the contestants she catches? Why did she start attacking people out of nowhere? And most importantly, where did she go? Evil Leafy has always been a favorite of mine. She was an uncontrollable force, separate from any of that in the actual show. You know, if you ignore all the times she was controlled. But her latest appearance in the timeline is IDFB, over 7.5 years ago. So the question remains, what happened to Evil Leafy? Like a lot of characters, Evil Leafy started out in the debut in BFDI 17 and 18. Nothing more than a joke variation of another character, like Robot Flower or Fiery Jr., but all of that changed the moment Season 2 started. In BFDIA 1, we see Evil Leafy get flung to the LOL like all the other failed joiners, but by phasing through the window on the side, she's able to escape in time for Episode 2. She hides out in the Evil Forest, which isn't too far away from the main competing area. When Book, Ice Cube, and Spongy get pushed off a puffball, we get our first glimpse of her as an antagonist. The chase scene is pretty cool, especially with Evil Leafy's method of movement. Instead of walking or flying like other characters, Evil Leafy moves instantaneously, like a short-range teleport. This will be important later, trust me. When Spongy collapses from exhaustion, Evil Leafy teleports on top of him and sinks into him. At the end of Episode 3, Spongy appears back with the others, completely normal. Evil Leafy exits his body and gets frozen by gelatin. That method is seemingly the only way to incapacitate her. And again in BFDIA 4, Evil Leafy sinks down into Flower's body. On top of being an extremely good episode, BFDIA 5 has a lot to offer in terms of Evil Leafy insight. Near the end of 5A, Golf Ball, Tennis Ball, and Rocky fall into the Evil Forest, where Evil Leafy immediately appears to give chase. They find themselves at a dead end when they reach the canyon, and on the other side, Free Smart is jumping their van over at the same time. These events result in this scene.
Oh no, a canyon! What do we do?
If we quickly build a trebuchet, we might be able to...
Holy shit! This takes us to 5B, the one and only canon game to the series. This is a lot to take in. Not only do the contestants survive being eaten by Evil Leafy, but there are also many other people living inside of her. What confuses me is, does Evil Leafy have conveyor belts and boxes and spikes inside of her, or is that a gameplay mechanic that's not supposed to be taken seriously? It's hard to say. However, it's impossible to debate the sort of pavilion and buttons on Evil Leafy's head, since these appear in the undeniably canon BFDIA 5C. Evil Leafy is actually killed in this episode, and she stays dead all the way up until BFDIA 6. This episode introduces something huge, the Evil Here Hotel. This hotel has Evil Leafy imagery all over it, and Amir at the end of a hall is able to recover her, where she immediately begins attacking Team No Name. This is where we learn that Evil Leafy can phase through glass. Interestingly enough though, Tennis Ball says,
She must be getting stronger!
Later in the episode, Coiny begins chanting Evil Leafy's name. For some reason, she stops going after Team No Name and teleports instantly to Wobunch. BFDIA 6 is the last time we see Evil Leafy this season, likely because the writers didn't want to do anything cool or creative or interesting. The final ever appearance of Evil Leafy is for a single frame in IDFB. This is coupled with the message "Stop her," all within the abandoned Yoil City. Now, it's clear to me what happened. Evil Leafy terrorized the residents of Yoil City, causing them all to leave, get eaten, or die. It's likely that this event happened either before or during the events of BFDI, as starting with BFDIA 2, Evil Leafy resides permanently in the Evil Forest, which is thousands of miles away from Yoil Land, and she's seen with the others in Southern Goiki in BFDIA 1. But before we can answer what happened to Evil Leafy, we need to know who Evil Leafy is. A very popular theory floating around is that Leafy and Evil Leafy are the same person. I myself used to believe this theory for a long time, and there's a lot of evidence to support it, but just as much against it. Let's gather the evidence. Points in support of this theory. 1. In BFDI 25, when Leafy does her most evil act, stealing Dream Island, she begins to flicker in and out of Evil Leafy's appearance. 2. Leafy and Evil Leafy have never been seen at the same time. 3. In BFDIA 2, Leafy teleports in the same exact manner as Evil Leafy, even down to the sound and screen effects. 4. In the original BFDI debut, Evil Leafy never attempts to attack anyone. This makes sense as she won't turn evil for another 7 episodes. Evidence against this theory. 1. In BFDIA 1, while Evil Leafy is in Southern Goiki, Leafy is in Yoil Land. In fact, throughout the entire season, Leafy and Evil Leafy are in vastly different areas of the globe. I doubt that Leafy would ever be able to travel these distances regularly. The farthest we've ever seen Evil Leafy travel is from No Name to Wobunch in BFDIA 6, but even then we don't know the exact time of reference. Although there is a way to travel to Yoyoland from anywhere using the map, it's never been proven that the same method can be used to travel from Yoyoland to southern Goiki. This is reinforced in BFDIA 5A when Leafy says she had to walk there from Yoyoland. Whether or not this method of transportation can be used with any map or just the one Leafy used is unclear. 2. Leafy is killed in BFDIA 5A. The evil Leafy continues to stick around for another 2 parts after that. We know that Leafy was recovered at some point, but we don't know when. If in a future BFDIA episode we actually get to see Fiery recover Leafy, then this entire theory will be disregarded. 3. During BFDIA, Leafy is always seen as metal from the Yoyol berries, the effect of which makes her immune to being frozen. Evil Leafy, however, has no such immunity. As well as this, if Leafy was metal and turned into Evil Leafy, wouldn't she still be metal in her new form? 4. It's commonly believed that Leafy will only transform into Evil Leafy when she's extremely angry, but in BFDIA 5A she seems pretty content and yet Evil Leafy still attacks. 5. In IDFB, Leafy is seen making an effort to attack Coiny and Fries, but if she has the ability to transform into a more powerful version of herself, why wouldn't she do that? I'm not really sold on it, especially when BFDIA 6 seems like it is directly trying to tell us what she is. In BFDIA 5C, Evil Leafy dies, but in the Evil Here Hotel, she is recovered through a mirror. Let's take a closer look at this hotel. Every single surface in this hotel has Evil Leafy imagery, including a massive painting in its nicest room. It's almost like they worshipped her. Mirrors are often associated with ghosts or demons, or even a parallel world, and Evil Leafy is able to be summoned from it, even though she died. What it seems to me is a group of people in Yoyol City summoned Evil Leafy from this mirror, whereafter she terrorized and chased out every citizen before moving on to southern Goiki. This mirror could lead to a parallel universe where everything is the same but evil, or maybe Evil Leafy is some sort of demon that was brought to this realm, or maybe Evil Leafy is a completely unnatural being that was created to serve some purpose. It's goofy, I know, and I might just be analyzing nothing, but I feel like this hotel and that mirror have to be trying to tell us something important. I've beaten around the bush long enough. It's time to tackle the question this video is named after. What happened to Evil Leafy? I don't know. It could be literally anything. See you next time. Well, I do have a few ideas, and I believe the first ever BFDI XII meetup someone asks,
why are Non-Existy and Evil Leafy the only characters not in BFB?
The answer given is this.
We can't really reveal why Evil Leafy's gone.
Since the last time we ever saw Evil Leafy was in IDFB, it's pretty easy to assume what happened. At some point during the events of an IDFB episode we haven't seen, Evil Leafy is defeated for good. Whether she's killed, banished, or trapped, she is no longer a problem by the time BFB starts. When she was recommended in BFB 6, only a cardboard cutout is shown, cementing the fact that Evil Leafy is sadly gone. I'm guessing that when IDFB eventually returns, we'll get a whole lot more in terms of Evil Leafy lore, and I'm pretty damn sure we'll also get to see her defeat one of the greatest object show villains will never be seen again. But damn it, what I wouldn't give to see her in the TPOT debut.